Hi, how are you?
Boy, oh boy.
It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we think, on this Wednesday, the 12th day.
I'm up. I'm
here.
Yeah, we're here.
Happy Wednesday, September 12th, 2018. Dan Kuntz, your host, Steve Hare to my immediate left. Cat without a car in control. And we're on the air.
Hey, that's not a painting behind me, by the way.
Yeah, that's our camera. Our
Wow.
brand new 4K camera up there on Wenatchee Heights. We'll take a good look at that here in just a couple of minutes.
What does the 4K stand for?
It's one better than 3K, but not quite as good as 5K. Got to tell you that right now. Good show for you today. Tom Clymer is standing by in the green room from the Appleland Promenaders, the big square dance club here in town.
Oh, really?
And they started their new season, as it were, yesterday with free lessons if you want to learn how to square dance. The first 3 lessons are free. Yeah. Tom will be in. We got some pretty cool video to show. He's a great guest. This is his third appearance on the show. So Tom has an open invitation to come by whenever he wants to, and he said, do I really have to be there at 6:45 in the morning? I said, well, yeah. So, but he's here.
You ever done any square dancing?
In 6th grade, I think it's when they taught us square dancing.
Yeah,
that was about the only time I did that. So.
You put your left foot in.
Oh, it's not like it was, Steve.
No, okay.
It's a whole, square dancing this is not your father's square dancing. That's one of the things we'll talk about with Tom.
Oh, okay.
Coming up, Steve has news. We got sports. The obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And I spent a couple of hours yesterday at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Had a good time.
You did?
Yeah.
So you're now a member, aren't you?
No, I'm close. I'm catching up
Getting
there.
closer.
But we got invited, so one of our top content producers couldn't make it, so Tucker and I went down there instead. And we filmed a little bit.
Tucker at the Senior Center?
Yeah, he was great.
Hold on now.
He was great. No, we had a wonderful time. We got a lot of footage of the folks. They did a themed lunch. It was roast beef, and it was Western days, courtesy of Prestige Senior Living, and we filmed a bunch of stuff, and we're going to put together a nice little program for the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. So it was neat. It was a good time.
I'll tell you what, they have a lot of fun out there. Yeah.
On a completely different note, a 180-degree turn, Eric Granstrom took one of our cameras out to the Cashmere Riverside Center for the 9/11 remembrance ceremonies yesterday morning, and Eric's going to have, he's put together a nice little program for that. We'll have some of that on news. And he's also put together a complete presentation of the entire thing we're going to have up and running here in a couple of days. We actually aired it last night as a special presentation.
Yeah, if you missed it.
So you'll want to check that out. That's a very emotional day, as you might imagine. We got a lot to get to. You ready to go around the valley?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's do it. Let's take a look at our cross camera. This is a brand new one. Still working out the tweaks, as we mentioned before. That's 4K.
Wow.
Which is 4 times the resolution of a normal high-definition camera.
Almost looks like it's photoshopped.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks almost like a painting.
The colors are just vivid, beautiful.
Speaking of colors, have you noticed some of the trees are starting to turn?
Yeah, it's kind of early for that.
It is a little early for that. Especially, I've seen some maples that are starting to turn a little bit. And
the larch.
Yeah, the
On
larch.
the passes, yeah.
Yep. So, it's, by the way, though, it's going to be very fall-like and autumn-like. That's what the weather's going to be like for the rest of this week and really into the weekend. So that's an incredible shot from our affectionately called cross camera in Wenatchee Heights, courtesy of local hotels, Sky-Fi, high-speed wireless. We got to buy a bunch of those things. We really do. Let's take a visit to, I believe, Rock Island, taking a look-see at the jump-off ridge area, and Cat's going to turn it. So here we go. The Rock Island Golf Course in your lower left-hand corner. There's the BJ's truck stop.
Slow pan north.
Yeah, and there's the back nine of Rock Island. Beautiful view there as the sun begins to creep up. And a friendly reminder, we're running out of summer. You know, we're losing about 2.5 minutes of daylight a day. So good shot there. Thank you, Kat.
That Rock Island area is a growing area.
It is. Camera 3, let's go to Leavenworth, wherever it is. The sun isn't up
looking
there.
Down from, is that looking down from Tumwater?
That looks like Leavenworth to me. But I don't know. Well, here we go. We're turning it.
The slow pan, here we go.
Yeah, that's the Leavenworth camera. Indeed. By the way, Autumn Leaf Festival is coming up. And on September 29th, we are scheduled to broadcast the parade. We got to work on the logistics of that. We're getting really busy this time of the year.
Yeah, we're got the Salmon Festival coming up.
We got Salmon Festival, but from our perspective, we got sports is in full gear now. A lot of things happening news-wise. September is a great month, but it's
the apple harvest. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we're not bored. I can tell you that much around here at the NCW Life Channel. And camera 4 is a beautiful shot of Lake Chelan from the Upper Butte, looking down to the spit that's sticking out there.
Pompano Point.
Good shot there. A few more clouds up there than we have down here. But as I mentioned before, though, it's going to be kind of cool and maybe a little wet at times, a little breezy at times.
But no smoke.
No smoke. No, we're pretty much done with that. Our air quality right now is 11. I can live with that.
Although, we can tell you that we do have a new fire to report.
Okay.
Lightning sparked from September 8th.
Okay. We'll have that when we have the news. Let's do your weather forecast.
Actually, I was just going to make mention of it, but
okay. Well,
didn't
you want to do
have
that
a full
now?
report on it right now, before your weather.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
Actually, we did have a little spot fire that was spotted yesterday up in the Chihuahua River drainage area. This is being called the Estes Ridge Fire. It was reported yesterday afternoon, lightning storm from September 8th. This was a sleeper, a holdover, if you will, from that lightning storm. It's about 31 miles northwest of Leavenworth in the Chihuahua River drainage. At last report, it was about 5 acres in size. No populated areas that are being threatened, no homes, no structures, also no campgrounds, although smoke from that fire will be visible from the Chihuahua River area and in Leavenworth. So be aware of that. They do have it staged right now. They're kind of building up some strategies for how to attack that fire. So just be aware of it. It's going to generate some smoke, but again, no road, trail, or campgrounds or other populated areas are threatened at this time.
As we mentioned this before, we're still in the fire season. We had a pretty significant fire between Kashmir and Wenatchee last October, late October. So you just never really can tell. 7 minutes after the hour, let's take a look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. What's going on? There's an upper level trough. It's parked over the inland northwest. That means the jet stream is a little out of alignment, Steve, and that means we got just many systems. Nothing big, nothing, no Hurricane Florence heading our way, but just unsettled. 71 our high today under partly sunny skies. Since you mentioned we have a new wildfire, not particularly big, I'll mention the wind. Northwest wind today, 6 to 11 miles an hour, about a 20% chance of an isolated shower. If it happens at all, it'll be late in the afternoon. Partly cloudy and 50 for the overnight low. Look at these high temperatures, well below normal. We're usually about 78 or 79 this time of the year. 71 is all we're going to get to on Thursday with some afternoon wind. Quite a bit of sunshine Thursday, but breezy and cool. Friday, sunny, no real wind at all, high of 71. Saturday is going to be a day to make chilly or something like that because it's going to be cool. We have a very good chance of measurable rain and a high of only 67 under partly sunny skies on Sunday. Then we warm up a little bit under partly cloudy skies starting Monday and Tuesday. But all those temperatures that you see all the way through Tuesday are below normal. So just kind of unsettled. It's going to feel like autumn is what it's going to feel like.
That's right.
And overnight lows in some locations in the 40s and in some locations upper 30s in the northeast quadrant of our state up there in Ponderay County and that area, Medellin Falls. They're going to have overnight lows in the 30s.
Wow.
That's chilly. I don't care who you are.
When's the first day of autumn?
September 22nd this year. September 22nd. 8 minutes after the hour. The news with Steve Harris right around the corner and brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. That's Cascade Medical. They're partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started? And why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Welcome back to the program for this 12th day of September. Again, I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around North Central Washington. Yesterday was a day of remembrance. Nearly 400 people assembled at the Kashmir Riverside Center for the 9/11 Spirit of America Memorial Service. Our own NCW Live's Eric Granstrom attended that ceremony, and he filed this report.
America was forever changed. In fact, the world was forever changed 17 years ago on that fateful Monday morning, on a day very much like the one we have here in north central Washington today. The crystal blue skies were darkened forever by the attack of 9/11. Cashmere is the location for the 9/11 memorial, and especially on this day, where 11 o'clock this morning, folks from all throughout north central Washington gathered to remember on what happened on that fateful day 17 years ago, but also what happened after that day 17 years ago. That was the focus of Rufus Woods, formerly of the Wenatchee World, as he talked about how the communities still come together across the country when tragedy strikes.
Well, what I see every day in our communities reflects a strong commitment to service and to sacrifice. We see this most profoundly with our first responders and the military veterans who have served this country. But we also see the sense of community growing in our Wenatchee Valley and in north central Washington.
For Senator Brad Hawkins, 9/11 was a very memorable day because he was boarding an airplane at Pangbourne Memorial Airport on that fateful morning.
That a second plane had crashed into the second Twin Tower. And I say crash, but really, as we know now, it was an attack. And the whole plane was really taken aback by that. And the pilot followed the announcement by stating that the FAA had suspended air travel all across the United States, and we wouldn't be taking that Horizon flight to Seattle, that we would be deboarding the plane.
The 9/11 Memorial Committee Chairman Tom Green talked about the next phase of what will happen here at this memorial in Cashmere.
But they have loaned us a stone from the field of Flight 93, where the aircraft went down. We received the stone about a month ago in a box, and I asked the board, I said, what do we do? And they said, keep it in the box for an appropriate time. I thought, well, this would be a cool place to open the box. And we said, no, we have not built phase 2 yet. So phase 2 is coming up. So it's exciting. We will end up having something from each of the major sites of 9/11 when we get done, and hopefully dedicate that next year.
So let it be said that the folks here in Cashmere and in north central Washington and throughout the nation and the world will never forget what happened on 9/11 17 years ago. Reporting in Cashmere, I'm Eric Granstrom for the NCW Life Channel.
Obviously a very somber occasion yesterday, so be watching your NCW Life program guide, because we will be re-airing the entire ceremony for you at a future date. Also from yesterday, Grant County Sheriff's detectives asking the public for help with any information about the shooting of a man near Moses Lake early Tuesday morning. Deputies were called to the Samaritan Hospital around 2:15 in the morning. A report of a man in the ER suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and burns to his face, suspected to be from pepper spray. Now, the victim told detectives he was fixing his broken down vehicle somewhere near Road 4 Northeast and Road L Northeast when he was confronted by a man armed with a handgun who then tried to rob him. The victim said a fight ensued, during which time he was shot several times and pepper sprayed. The victim says he then drove himself to the emergency room. He underwent surgery and is in stable condition. Also, state troopers say alcohol was involved yesterday in a crash involving a big rig that closed Interstate 90 for several hours last night. It happened shortly before 6 p.m. about 12 miles west of Moses Lake, when the driver from Kent lost control of his Freightliner, causing it to roll over, blocking both westbound lanes. Driver was not injured, but the highway was closed for 5 hours during that investigation. Troopers say the driver will be charged with DUI. A GoFundMe page, account, has been set up to assist a Kennewick man who was badly injured last week, you may recall, when his truck crashed on McNeil Canyon Road. Dwayne Philp was the driver. He was trapped in that wreckage of his truck for over 3 hours while a team of 26 first responders extricated him from the cab. Philp was carrying a load of fruit when that crash occurred. Philp was airlifted from McNeil Canyon to Central Washington Hospital with critical injuries. Philp was the family's sole income provider, according to that GoFundMe page account, and they are now facing huge medical bills. The Philp family has 3 children and an 18-year-old who is about to leave for college. All proceeds raised through that GoFundMe account will help the Philp family pay for medical bills and living expenses. Also, you may remember this name, Daniel Lyon. He was the survivor of the 2015 Twisp River fire. Well, he's fully recovered now from the burns suffered when he and 3 of his crew members were trapped in a firestorm. He was the lone survivor of that tragic accident. In this Facebook post, Daniel shows the boots he wore that day, and he shares how effective they were in protecting his feet from being severely burned. Daniel said in his post, "For those of you who are firefighters, take my advice and always wear proper gear. One day it might just save you," end quote. Now, these boots were the difference between my feet being burned off to not being burned at all. Graphic evidence of that in that photo he shared on his Facebook post. Those who were killed in that tragedy were Richard Wheeler, Andrew Zajac, and Tom Zabeski. All 4 were riding in a fire engine that crashed after they were blinded by smoke when that fire exploded due to a wind shift change. Wenatchee School Board has announced it's narrowed down its list of consultants being considered in the search for a new superintendent. At last night's meeting, the board selected 4 finalists to be interviewed next Monday afternoon. 3 out-of-state firms and 1 from Liberty Lake in Washington are competing for that contract. Board President Michelle Sandberg said last night's action is a critical step in moving forward with that selection of a new superintendent. Brian Flonis announced earlier this year that he'll be retiring at the end of the school year. In fact, the final decision on a search consulting firm is scheduled for September 25th. Also, in a news release late last week, Wenatchee Valley College announced that the foundation executive director, David Davin, has accepted a new position at a community college near Chicago, Illinois. Davin will serve as executive director of institutional advancement and the foundation at Elgin Community College. His last day at WVC will be the 28th. He'll begin the new position in mid-October. Some of Davin's accomplishments as executive director of the foundation included organizing the most successful foundation gala on record, raised over $88,000 in its first year, and increasing business sponsorships by $20,000. The college will announce an interim executive director in the near future. Also, various sports are underway all over north central Washington right now. Wenatchee Valley College profiles its men's and women's athletic program in a recent Facebook post.
Life is a series of choices. Do you hit snooze or the gym? Do you stay out or stay late? I didn't get here by accident. I got here with commitment, sweat, sacrifice, and some tears. I'm here because I do what others won't. I work, I push. My future will not be handed to me. It will be earned. The path to my success is mine to create, and I will pave it with vision and ambition. I am prepared to do what is necessary to achieve on the court, on the field, on the mound, on the pitch, and in the classroom. I will get help along the way, coaches, teammates, professors, who will recognize the look of confidence, of dedication. I will surround myself with others like me who will push me to strive, to be and achieve more. This will be my team. be easy. There will be choices. But I will stare down and answer life's choices as I always have, with laser focus and unwavering commitment. And this is how my future is earned.
Again, just a snippet there of the athletic programs offered at Wenatchee Valley College. Incidentally, the fall term is getting ready to start up. In fact, there's a new student orientation for all incoming students at the college. It's going to be tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. Most of the events are taking place at the Jack and Edna McGuire Student Recreation Center and at Wenatchee Hall. Tomorrow's event, students invited to bring their family members and questions for WVC advisors. So that's tomorrow.
One more little item I want to get to, Steve, before I forget about it. As we look at the remaining schedule for the Seattle Mariners, they're not going to make the playoffs, buddy. It just isn't going to happen.
Oh, no, I recognized that about a month ago.
Well, you hold out hope. You know, you hold out hope and you look at the schedule, but they can't score any runs.
No.
And they're losing to the teams that are ahead of them. They're losing to the Athletics. And
their
losing
closer
to the
is not closing.
The closer is, well, Edwin Diaz has been doing fantastic.
Well,
He had a bad day yesterday. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Just I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
I think most Mariner fans have kind of, you know, resigned themselves to the fact that our team is just that one team in the major leagues that'll never win a World Series.
Yeah, well, it's looking that way.
It's
certainly not
going to look that way.
That's one of the things that they talk about winning the World Series. You can't win the World Series unless you're in the playoffs. And they're not going to make the playoffs.
Nope.
The news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. That's your three chances to catch the news on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Available on demand on our website at ncwlife.com right around 5 o'clock. Available on our Facebook page right around 5 o'clock. And if there's something out there that you think deserves a little more attention, you can get a hold of us. And doing the honors, the guy to my left.
Yeah, that's right. You can contact us by email at news@ncwlife.com. You can also contact us by Facebook and Twitter. And then, of course, on our website at ncwlife.com, there's a place there you can also talk to us. And then if you see news happening, breaking news, we have a hotline available to you at 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL.
52 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We're looking at highs only in the 70s, maybe even the upper 60s all this week and into the weekend. It's going to feel like autumn, although it is still summer. Sports, the obscure holiday, birthdays, today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion, and we're square dancing with Tom Clymer, all between now and 8 o'clock. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Putting for Sight and Hearing is this Saturday at Desert Canyon Golf and Resort in Orondo. A large portion of the proceeds go toward helping low-income individuals in our community. Also Saturday, Cascade Medical Foundation presents the annual Home and Garden Tour, featuring an exciting and unique assortment of historic homes and gardens within the Leavenworth Plain area. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition, 25 minutes after the hour. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports, the Wenatchee Panthers hosted the Sunnyside Grizzlies in girls soccer. Leave off the field at the Apple Bowl last night, and they came away with a victory. Jaden Griggs and Madison Smith found the net in the first half of action. Amanda Schneider capped the lopsided match with a goal in the second half. Wenatchee wins 3-0. Could have been a lot worse, as a matter of fact. Wenatchee dominated this match. To the highlights we go. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen calling the action right here on the NCW Life channel.
Clark. The turn, the shot, go, 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 go! Goal! Wenatchee Panthers 1-0 for the home team against Sunnyside. 21 minutes, 35 seconds into this one, and just when we're singing the praises of the goalkeeper, she is beaten. And Smith, shot across, Smith! What a shot! What a shot. There was some complicity by the goalkeeper, but it was a lovely, lovely effort, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, she lasered that thing right in there. That was a really challenging ball for the keeper to play, and it was bending in. The keeper did all she could do.
All
probably.
she could do.
Yeah.
All she could do. It's 2-0 Wenatchee. At the D, getting that left foot ready, making some room. Now switching to the right, back to the left. Gets in a bit of a jam, and that one dances into the goal. Much to the despair of Ms. Duham, it's a 3-0 contest. Well overdue. And it's number 17, Schneider, with the third tally of the game.
Panthers improved to 3-1 on the young season. They're undefeated 1-0 in Big 9 play. Eastmont, they went on the road for a hard-fought 1-0 victory over a very good West Valley team. Nicely done for Eastmont, their first win of the season. By the way, we'll feature Eastmont's home match against Eisenhower tomorrow night right here on the NCW Live channel. Kashmir doubled up on Ephrata 4-2, as you see on your screen from our friends at Les Schwab, and Sela blanked Cascade 1-0. The Kodiaks are 0-3-1 so far in the young season. That's surprising. To Les Schwab scoreboard in volleyball. Chelan blinked Brewster 3-0. Kashmir earned their second consecutive win. They had no problems with Kittitas. The final was 3-1. Will Myers RBI double off of Edwin Diaz in the top of the ninth gave San Diego a 2-1 victory over the Mariners last night at Safeco Field. Seattle again struggling with the bats, getting any kind of key hits. They got runners on second and third with no outs in the seventh, couldn't score. Loaded the bases in the eighth, couldn't score. Robinson Cano provided the lone offense with his 8th home run of the season. That happened in the third inning. Manager Scott Service says the offensive woes continue for the Mariners.
Opportunities there in the second inning and couldn't push anything across there, and certainly in the seventh and eighth, we had guys all over the place. Just situational hitting, didn't execute and didn't get any big hits tonight. I thought our pitching was outstanding. Really nice to see Marco Gonzalez out there doing his thing again. We've missed him. Been about 3 weeks since he's been out there, but thought he was outstanding. Guys out of the bullpen were good. I mean, obviously Eddie got a couple balls up. They were on him, but the story of the game tonight is just our lack of offensive production. We haven't done much at all swinging the bats against San Diego this year.
The Padres aren't very good, but the Mariners can't beat them. They're 0-3 against the Padres. They've been outscored 12-5. They're combined 5-22 with runners in scoring position in those 3 losses. Marco Gonzalez, though, made his return from the disabled list. He pitched pretty well. He went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run on 4 hits with a couple of strikeouts. It's the Mariners and Padres, an afternoon game. Today, 3:40 start time at Safeco Field. Wade LeBlanc will go against Joey Lucchesi. So what else happened in the American League West last night? Well, the Mariners lost. Oakland won. Houston won. Ouch to the Les Schwab scoreboard. We go. Mike Fiers improved to 5-0 with Oakland. He allowed just 1 run over 6 innings while striking out 7. Led the A's past Baltimore 3-2. Oakland is a staggering 33-15 since the All-Star break. Jose Altuve led the game off with a home run. Houston's Tony Kemp and Tyler White added 2 run shots. Astros held off the Tigers in Detroit. Houston's lead in the West remains 3 games. Seattle continues to fade in the wild card race. They now trail Oakland by 8.5 games. In fact, Oakland's win, combined with New York's loss to Minnesota, puts the A's just 2 games back of the Yankees for the number 1 wild card spot in the playoffs. 8 Angel relievers, by the way, took a no-hitter into the 8th, and they combined in a 1-hit shutout. The Rangers took care of Anaheim. Well, let's talk Seahawks. Coach Pete Carroll reviewed the film, reviewed the tape, talked to reporters, and was less than positive after reviewing the tape from the 27-24 loss against Denver on Sunday. He said Seattle needs to play better in all phases of the game.
In this case, there's a lot of stuff you look at, to try to determine what the issue was, but really we didn't finish. We got ahead in the fourth quarter and didn't hold it on defense and didn't get what we needed to get done on offense, and allowed them to move the ball, eat up enough clock, and get our timeouts out of the ballgame. So the chance the last time we had the football wasn't enough for us to get the win. So we got to finish better, and that means playing right long enough to win the game. And we let them run the football a little bit at us. We didn't convert on third down. on the offensive side, and it was enough to let those guys get a heck of a good win for them.
Pete Carroll also told reporters it looks like we're going to be without the services for at least a couple of weeks of wide receiver Doug Baldwin. He has that knee injury.
He's really going to go a few days at a time here. Let's see what happens. We'll wait and see. We don't know yet. It could be a couple weeks. It could be a couple weeks, and we'll find out. He's as tough as you get, and we'll need to wait. He just got his stuff. He's getting the science back, and we'll find out in the next couple of days what that means.
The report of an MCL tear accurate?
We didn't report that. I don't know where that came from. That's not really the answer that you asked for, right? He did have, there's MCL issues, yeah, whatever it is. I don't know what it is beyond that.
Was that almost in some ways a little more positive than it could have been, or is that?
Yeah, he'll be able to get back from this. Yeah, he'll come back from it. And it just depends. We got to see it through. It's really early in the year. We got to take care of him and look after him first and foremost, and then we'll only do what he's capable of doing, and with the okay from the docs too.
Hawks do have an extra day to prepare. They're on Monday Night Football. They'll be in that toddling town, Chicago, to take on the Bears on Monday night. That is sports at 32 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday on this September 12th, and today is Chocolate Milkshake Day. Milkshakes in their original incarnation were alcoholic. They don't do that anymore. A lot of places will be having specials today on all kinds of milkshakes, specifically chocolate milkshakes. So go ahead and whip out the old blender and whip yourself out a big old creamy chocolate milkshake. One of the great treats as a kid, was the cheeseburger, the side of fries, and a chocolate milkshake. It doesn't get much better than that. Fun fact about milkshakes, the candy bar Milky Way was created to taste like a milkshake. It doesn't, by the way. So go check it out. I mean, all kinds of different places all over the Wenatchee Valley are having specials on chocolate milkshakes today because it's National Chocolate Milkshake Day. It looks really good. Today in history at 33 minutes after the hour. You can't do this anymore in baseball, but, well, by golly, Al Lopez did way back on September 12th, 1930, 86 years ago today. Al Lopez, catcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers, hit the very last bounce home run in baseball history. Now it's a ground rule double, but before that, if the ball went over the fence, regardless of how it went over the fence, either on the fly or bounced and went over it was a home run. The American League got rid of that rule in 1929, but the National League took another year before they got rid of it. So the very last bounce home run in Major League Baseball history hit by Al Lopez on this date 86 years ago today. 60 years ago today, happy birthday, 60th birthday to the integrated circuit, courtesy of Jack Kilby, and that's it, the very first working integrated circuit. They've been working on this for a long time. They couldn't get it to work. Finally, Jack Kilby at Texas Instruments finally got the IC to work, and now you will find an IC on everything. Every electronic item that you have out there, computers and phones and home appliances, you name it, because they're small, they're efficient, and they don't cost very much. Happy 60th birthday to the IC, one of the most important inventions of the 20th century. September 12, 1959, 59 years ago today, we chased the elect till we finally struck Bonanza. Bonanza debuted on the NBC television network, the very first network show ever to be broadcast exclusively in color. The idea was to sell color TVs because NBC was owned by RCA, who was the biggest manufacturer of color TVs for a long, long period of time. Hassan, Joe, and Adam know every rock and pine. No one works, fights, or eats like those boys of mine. Bonanza, 59 years ago today. Finally, September 12th, 1976, 42 years ago today, the original Seattle Seahawks played their first ever regular season NFL game at the Kingdome in Seattle. The final score, the St. Louis Cardinals 30, the Seattle Seahawks 24. It happened 42 years ago today. And finally, we got some birthdays. At 35 minutes after the hour, greatest track and field athlete in United States history was born in this state in 1913, the legendary Jesse Owens, the American sprinter and long jumper, passed away in 1980 at the age of 66. The greatest track and field athlete this country has ever produced. I think we can safely say that. Jesse Owens, born in this state in 1913. George Jones, country legend, born in this state in 1931. During his career, he had 130 chart hits, both as a solo artist and as a duet with other artists. He sang duets with, I think, everybody. The great George Jones, we miss him, born in the state in 1931. Jennifer Hudson, very talented actress. She won the Best Supporting Actress Academy Award for Dream Girls. About 10 years ago, Jennifer Hudson celebrates her 37th birthday today. And a couple of members of our family celebrates birthday. Here's my sister, BJ. Hi, Bodge. BJ, the youngest of all the Kuntz siblings, is 49 today. Wow. BJ's 49. Hi, BJ. Love you. Happy birthday. And Parker Hare, Steve Hare's grandson, celebrates a birthday today. Parker, by the way, is not wearing the dress. Parker Hare, 17 years old today. That comes from your grandfather, Parker. Happy 17th birthday. If you got a local celebrity celebrating a birthday, get them to us. Go to our Facebook page and message us, and we'll do our best to get your local celebrity's birthday on the air. 36 minutes after the air, everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and then we're square dancing with Tom Clymer from the Appleland Promenaders. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. The Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market is this Saturday at Pybus Market from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eat healthy, eat local, and come support your local growers and producers. Also at Pybus is the Color Rush 5K happening this Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. This fundraiser encourages fitness in the outdoors while raising money to support Youth United. For more information on other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Eastern Washington, it's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Yippee Skippy and Yahoo Wenatchee Valley, Collins Fashions launches our buy one red tag clothing item and get the next red tag clothing item free. That's right, free. Awesome selection of tanks, tees, capris, ankle pants, dresses, etc. Quality brands like Not Your Daughter's Jeans, Jag, French Dressing, Joseph Ribkoff, Tommy Bahama, and many more. Selected sale on Brighton and Lotus handbags and wallets. Sandals from Soft, Nicole on sale as well. Awesome sale, awesome service at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza. Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, many American Christians want a Christian president, one who honors God, prays, seeks divine wisdom, etc. Now, hey, I'm all that too, but we have to understand there are things about leading this country and adhering to the oath of office that don't exactly jive with what Jesus taught us. Seriously. When 9/11 happened, did you really want George W. Bush to go to Osama bin Laden and turn the other cheek? Now, being an American and swearing to defend the Constitution are not mutually compatible with Christianity. Sorry, they're just not. Now, interestingly, we had a president some years ago, a very devout man whose life exemplified his Christian values as much as any of us humans can. And I guess he even continued to teach Sunday school when he was in office. Now, despite this, many right-wing Christians really didn't like him. Yep, Jimmy Carter. Go figure. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is State Representative Kerry Kandata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Kandata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at ncwlife.com.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. For the third year in a row, Tom Clymer is paying me a visit because this is the time of the year where the Appleland Promenader Square Dance Club get going with their new season, so to speak, with lessons available for the beginner, the novice, and they don't cost you a dime. In fact, they started last night at the East Wenatchee Grange Hall off Sunset Highway. So Tom worked late in the evening last night, but he was able to drag his cute little caboose out of bed and make it down here to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. How are you, Tom?
Good, very good.
It's
I'm
good
a
to see
little
you,
tired, but that's great.
That's okay. We're all tired. We all worked late last night. How did it go last night?
It went pretty good.
Good.
For the first night, usually it takes a couple of weeks before people really start showing up. So we have 2 more Tuesdays where people come out for free just to see what it's like. And if they like it, they can take lessons. Otherwise, they gave it a shot.
And free is a good price.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but free is an excellent price.
Excellent price, yeah.
So you don't even have to dance, right? You can just show up and sit along the wall and just observe and
Come out and drink coffee with us.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Do whatever you want.
So, the first thing we talked about when I talked to Tom off camera is you're a little out of balance gender-wise, aren't you?
Yeah, women seem to want to come out and take lessons more than the men. And it's funny because after you start the lessons, it's the man that really likes it. They're more interested afterwards than the women.
Oh, wow.
So we just got to get the guys to come out there. There's a lot of girls to dance with out there, and they need to come out.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
A little something about your organization. It's a formal group of folks who just like to go out and have a good time, get some good exercise, and enjoy themselves.
I think the club actually started in 1949 or 1950, right in that area. It's one of the older clubs in the state, and it's going along just fine.
Obviously.
Yeah, there was the numbers are down, but we're trying to get that back up again.
Maybe we can do something about
I
that.
would love it.
And that's the first thing we need to talk about is some of the myths and misconceptions of square dancing. It's not like it used to be. Square dancing has kept up with the times. So
Everybody tells me, well, we got to do this in grade school, and it's nowhere near like that. So it's modern Western square dancing.
So what is maybe the biggest difference? I'm assuming, I know music is one of them, but maybe what's the biggest difference of square dancing, say, 1978 to 2018?
Well, music, we no longer require the square dance clothes. The gals can come out in casual attire. And that's probably the biggest things. The movements basically have stayed the same. but it's the music, it's far better music than what it used to be. So it's all modern now, and we use computers for the music instead of records now, which is a lot nicer. And that's about it. The friendships you make are the same. It's just, we have people we met 40-some years ago, they're in their 90s and they're still dancing 5 nights a week.
And you've had people who are members of any number of, not just the Appleland Promenaders, but other square dance clubs, that's how they met.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I met my wife square dancing.
That's where I met my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And how's she doing, by the way?
She's a pretty good dancer.
Good. Yeah, I bet. Is she better than you, Tom?
Yeah, well, not better, because I taught her. I don't teach her everything I know.
But you don't only dance, you also call.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother deal altogether, isn't it?
Yes, I was, when I first started learning to dance, I was a little bit kind of bored, I guess. So I taught myself to call, just to have some more excitement. And I've been doing that since 1975 and just fell in love with it. And so now I teach all over, I call all over the state. And I just had a caller's clinic down in Kennewick on Sunday on the way home from this weekend. So I get pretty active with it. And now the season's just starting. I have 2 clubs starting up now and lessons starting up, so I'm going to be a busy boy.
When you call a square dance, how much of it is structured, like you have a stand in front of you, I'm going to call this at this beat at this time of the song, or how much of it are you just improvising with a microphone and you're up there doing it?
Most of the callers improvise as they go along. We judge how many beats per minute, for example, on the crowd. If we have younger people, we increase the speed. If it's an older people, we kind of slow it down a little bit. But the choreography is developed as we're going along.
And that's probably the fun part of it.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Do you other callers get together and compare notes and say, boy, this other day in Afreda, I was just on it. And,
sure.
So
well, this shirt I'm wearing, this is the International Association of Callers.
Okay.
And we get together once a year on a convention and things, and that's what we discuss. The movements, how to call them, what to call with them, things like that.
Talk about the health benefits of square dancing. It's fun, but it's good for you. It's
very good for you.
Yeah.
We had I teach some lessons. I think he's going to show a video.
Yeah, we're going to show a video here in a couple of minutes.
I teach classes over in RV Park by Cle Elum, and we have people come up from Arizona. And one of them was a retired cardiologist, and he told me that if he was still practicing medicine, all his patients would be up here taking this class.
Wow.
It's not hard, but it's walking, and it's good walking. So, and it's good for the heart.
Probably good for the brain too, because you have to think on your feet.
Very good for the
The
brain.
caller is telling you to do something, and you have to do it.
It's excellent for stress level. When you go out there dancing, you have no stress. You can't. You don't have time for that. So it's wonderful.
You brought a video. It's a couple of years old, right?
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 years old,
Okay.
I think it was. And this is a class that we was teaching over in this RV park. And the caller's name was Kevin Tormeyer. He's from the Seattle area, a really good guy. So I was videoing it.
And this is a perfect example of some of the changes that have happened in the world of square dancing over the last couple of decades. Check it out.
First quick, it's got an 8-beat intro, and we sort of look. Oh. Circle out, loving you. Is it the right thing to do? It's alright, one time around, what now matter we? You can go your own way, swinging from a neighbor. You can call it another lonely day. Head square through and you go 4 years around, all the way to Sado, make a way. Relay the new scene. You can go your own way, swing, and then you promenade her. You can call it another lonely day. Heads promenade, take them halfway around. Sides swerve you too. You do the right left through with the outside too. Slide through and then love the motion. You can go your own way, swing, and then you promenade her. on a girl to swing. Join hands, circle to the left, and you go into a line down line, then you weave the ring go. You can go your own way.
So outside of the obvious litigation from Fleetwood Mac, I'm sure there was a lawsuit or two.
There's all kinds of royalties we pay to do those.
I bet you do. He's up there having a good old time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was this last year. We did this in July. This year we had 14 and a half squares, which is more than twice the amount that was there. Right. It's growing over there. So.
Now, those people that you saw in the video, they're pretty good square dancers. They've been at it for a while.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are rather kind of new. They're just taking this class. And some of those were from Alaska. Some of the people are from Arizona, Montana. We have a lot of Canadians that come down. Like I said, this year was 14 and a half squares. That's huge.
That's a lot of squares, yeah.
So,
in fact, you mentioned Canadians. We have a photo of your group I stole from the website, and you can see the Canadian flag there.
yeah, that's the Apple Blossom weekend.
Yeah, that's a big weekend for you guys, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's our main weekend for the year. And that was a gal caller. She's up in the top there on the left. Her name is Deborah Carroll Jones. She was actually a princess in the Rose Bowl parade.
Oh, wow.
And she was
she looks good.
Very good caller.
You don't normally associate calling square dances with females, do you? I mean, I don't. I mean,
there are a few female callers now, and they're starting to release music designed for the women's voice, which is good. So we're getting more callers that are women.
That's good.
And she's a very good caller.
Yeah.
She's from Texas, and that's all she does for a living is call square dances.
Now that would be a good way, because that's not what you do for a
living.
living.
No, I'm retired.
You're retired. So once again, the lessons take place at the East Wenatchee Grange, and they do it every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. And all you got to do is just show up.
Show up.
And just take a look-see. Lessons for the first 3 times around are free. And then after that, it's only $5.
$5. And I prefer people who've never danced before, because we teach them how to walk, how to hold hands, the whole thing. So if you've never danced before and you're worried about it, don't worry about it.
And the other thing that, and you probably saw that on the video, you mentioned the clothes. There were guys in T-shirts and guys in golf shirts, and some ladies were dressed up and other people were not. It doesn't really...
You're not required to wear the square dance clothes anymore. You can if you want to. A lot of women do that on the Saturday night dances, but you certainly don't have to.
You mentioned square dancing popularity and the membership in your organization. It's kind of down a little bit. We'd like to see it come up. Certainly, that's one of the reasons Tom is here. What's the story nationwide, regional-wide, nationwide? Where we are in the popularity of square dancing?
It has decreased, but I think it's on its way back up. The internet, things like that have taken its toll on it. People are sitting on a couch, and now look at type 2 diabetes is on the rise. People have to get out and start walking, and square dancing is a perfect way of doing that. And I think it's going to come back because of things like that. We're starting to see people who used to dance, they've stepped out of dancing, raised their family, and now they're coming back into it. So I think it's on the rise again. And judging last night, we had a pretty good showing for last night, and I think we'll probably double that by next Tuesday. So.
And of course, all the members of your club and all the other square dance aficionados are out there selling their product, telling people to come out and see us, all that kind of stuff.
We're trying to show it off, and but it's a really good activity, and you meet people that, friends for life.
Well, talk about the social aspects of it. It's not all square dancing. There's visiting time and coffee and a cake, I suppose.
Oh,
stuff
absolutely.
Like that.
It's like these people we met in this class. We go out to a dance now, and we look at the people on the floor, and you think half of the people on the floor we taught how to square dance, and now they're part of our best friends now. And it's people I would never know before after that. Like we met a couple down in Kennewick 40-some years ago. They're now in their 90s. They're dancing 5 nights a week, and they're our best friends.
Wow.
It's wonderful. They live in the Seattle area, and they're just spectacular people. So that's the biggest thing about square dancing, is the friendships that you make, and it's lifelong friends.
And you get to go out and do these little junkets, and hey, let's all go to
We'll go to
Seattle,
Kennewick, and we'll meet them down there. We'll go to Vancouver. Here we are dancing again. In 2020, the National Square Dance Convention is going to be in Spokane. Oh, wow. And we'll have callers from Japan, Sweden, Australia, and it's a wonderful way of just meeting up with your friends.
As you mentioned before, you got more women than men, and this is very important. You don't need a partner. If you want to learn how to do square dancing or just curious about it, and your wife wants nothing to do with it, or vice versa, you can show up.
Absolutely.
And you don't need a partner.
No. We take singles, and anybody who wants to come out is welcome. And just come out and watch.
Yeah, you don't even have to. Yeah. And so say you're really into it. You start, okay, I want to start square dancing more. Is there groups and clubs all over North Central Washington? I mean, there are other locations like Moses Lake and stuff like that?
Moses Lake has a club. Ephrata has a club. We have 4 clubs in Wenatchee.
Wow.
There used to be 2 clubs in George, Washington.
Of all places?
Of all places.
Wow.
2 of them down there. One of them used to be in Mattawa, a little town of Mattawa. So there's anywhere you want to go. If you want to go to Germany and dance, even though you can't talk to them, you can still dance because everything's done in English everywhere. Japan's really big in square dancing. There's a lot of cruises that you can take now that are square dance cruises. And we danced in a square with some people from China. They couldn't speak a word of English, but they sure could dance.
How long for the average novice, and this is probably a really big umbrella I'm pulling out here, Tom, if you have a general sense of rhythm, you enjoy the music, and you think you might be pretty good at it, even if you've never square danced in your life, what's the learning curve for square dancing?
There, in the beginning level of square dancing, there's 68 movements. Last night I taught 12 in the first night. And the organization I belong to suggests that you have 26 weeks of 2 hours. And with that, you're a very good dancer coming out. But I found that you really can't judge that. Some people can go through in 18 weeks. Some people need a whole year. So you teach them until they're comfortable dancing, because I want them to be able to go anywhere in the country and dance. And square dancing,
is, as we mentioned, is a very social activity. It's a bunch of groups, a bunch of people getting together and enjoying themselves and doing the discipline of square dancing. Is this something that you can just practice at home for an hour if you got nothing going on, or do you really need to do it with the group?
You need 4 couples, basically, to do that. And so you could do it at home. That's how my other club started. We started in the basement with just 4 couples. Wow. And then pretty soon it got too big, and we moved to another hall, and then it got too big, we moved to another hall.
Well, hopefully Appleland will have that problem.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I wish square dancing would have that problem.
Well, I hope we did our best. I want Tom to have to call up Mark Miller at the Town Toyota Center and say, our group is now 10,000 people. Can we rent out your facility?
Wouldn't that be something?
For a couple of days. Tom, we got a minute left. Give us the meat and potatoes about where to go and what to do and how the whole thing works for learning the square dance.
On Tuesday night at the East Wenatchee Grange, that's on Sunset Highway, North Sunset Highway by Carmichael's.
It's a perfect facility for square dancing.
It's a beautiful dance floor. It's 7 to 9. It's free. It's got a beautiful hall, and just show up and dance. And if you've never seen it before, come out and look.
Yeah, if it's free, curious.
There's no commitment. Just come on out and take a look. If you like it, wonderful. If you don't like it, well, you tried.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. And as we mentioned before, this is a whole different era of square dancing. They square danced to Creedence Clearwater Revival and Fleetwood Mac and George Strait and
ZZ Top,
Elvis, Steppenwolf, Tchaikovsky. Well, no, not Tchaikovsky.
Actually, we have some classical music.
Get out of town. Tom comes by, I always feel better. Maybe it's because I'm sleep deprived. Yeah. Tom Clymer, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too.
Take care.
Enjoy.
Go get them. Have fun.
Okay.
Everybody have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and bye-bye.